Hello, and welcome to Stephoodle. I am, overwhelmingly, Steph. A little while ago, Mason at Mr. Super Customs asked if I'd like to take part in a Rainbow High collab. Of course, I said yes, because I've been itching for an excuse to customize a Rainbow High doll, so thanks for enabling me, Mason. Please go check out the amazing dolls by my collaborators Mr. Super Customs and Dolli Crafter. I'll link their videos in the description below as well as in the end card. I'll be making a pastel decora inspired gal. For those that like the style, I feel like making a decora doll is almost a rite of passage at this point. And coincidentally, today is also... Sorry, that's Kira, the one you never hear, scratching. How's it going, Kira? I love you, sweetie. And coincidentally, today is also International Decora Day, which was organized by Hard Decora and Decora Demon on Instagram. How fortuitous! Now let's get started. I decided to use Crystal Bailey for this custom. I'll be modding her knee joints for extra flexibility. Her hair is crunchy with product, but really nice quality, so I'll give it a wash before I remove it. So much better. Time to cut it all off! I'll definitely be saving it for later. I really need to get around to using some of the salvaged hair I have at some point. I heat up her head with a hairdryer to soften the vinyl so I can remove it. Unfortunately, this is one of the older Rainbow High models with a static neck peg, but at least I'm not worried about damaging it. To remove her eyes, I use the Pop and Atelier method of heating the head up with my hairdryer again and using a chopstick to push them out from the inside. It's delightfully horrifying. I then cut out a head cap, which is too small, I fixed this later, and begin removing the rest of the hair from the head with the help of a flathead screwdriver and tweezers. I carefully cut the vinyl backing away from the eye area. It was a bit of a struggle. Then I removed her factory paint with pure acetone. I did have to scrub a bit to get all the glitter off. Now she's all clean. There is some discoloration from where her makeup used to be, but hopefully I'll be able to blend it away with pastels later. Please remember to use proper safety equipment, including but not limited to earplugs, safety glasses, and a respirator mask when necessary. Also, be an adult. This work is not for kids. I used my Dremel tool to carefully cut a groove into the back of the knee joints. Doing this increases the range of motion and actually makes it a true double-jointed knee. As you can see, I've now enlarged the hole in the back of her head so I can actually access the eye area. I attached the two pieces from the back of her head with super glue, forming a single head cap piece. I found the perfect yarn for her hair. I'm going to reroute it as is, leaving her with a load of colorful twists. And here she is! I've added clips to the part to make sure I don't lose track of it. I also rerouted her head cap. I decided to reattach her head before the face up this time, so I heat her head up again with my hairdryer and plonk it back on. Then I wrap her up for the face up. I prepped her with 2 layers of Mr. Super Clear UV cut flat, waiting 30 minutes in between each layer. This time I'm starting with pastels. I used a few different tones of brown and a dark pink to shade, highlight, and add blush to her face. After another coat of MSC, I begin laying down the foundation for her graphic eyeshadow with my watercolor pencils, which will be yellow towards the inner corner of her eyes and pink around the outer corners. I also begin working on giving her a gradient lip color with various shades of pink. I'll be developing these colors over the course of several layers. I knew right away that I wanted to give her heart eyebrows. I fill in the shapes with a light pink pencil, then go over them with purple, followed by white pastel pencil because I don't have a lilac watercolor pencil. I go over them with a lilac acrylic paint, and I brighten the eyeshadow with acrylic paint as well. I blocked in the eyeliner / lash line with a black watercolor pencil and refine it with black acrylic paint. I sketch out shapes for the stickers that will be on her cheeks and fill them in with white pencil. Then I use acrylic paint to paint the stars green and the circles blue. I tried to give her more detailed eyelashes, but I hated how it looked, so I erased them and painted over the evidence. No one will know. I use a black Posca pen to add smiley faces to the blue stickers, and now it's time for some sparkle. I use a little water to help make the flakes of this iridescent snow glitter stick to her nose and cheeks. I dust her whole face with Macro Pearl Pearlex powder and add blue russet everywhere I added dark pink blushing. I do this over a couple of layers to really make her shine. And with that, her face up is done. Now she needs some eyes. I'll be using glass cabochons again, as I haven't dipped my toe into resin yet, but this time I'll be painting them on paper and gluing the cabochons on. We use a circle template and a light blue watercolor pencil to mark out the outer edge of her eyes and where the iris will be. Then I start painting the base layer for the eyes in light blue and white to give them some dimension. I fill in the irises with black Posca pen and go over it with acrylic paint once I'm happy with the shape. I use a yellow glitter Posca pen to add color to the iris before refining the pupil with black. I go back and forth with the glitter yellow and black, sometimes using a brush for more detail. For a catch light, I add a single tiny star glitter to each eye. After sealing everything with Mod Podge, I use tacky glue to glue on the cabochons. This was a little nerve-wracking. Here they are with the glue all dry. And after I trimmed the paper down, here they are in her head. It was a bit of a struggle bus getting them in there. And now I can reunite her head and her head cap with super glue. While that was drying, off camera, I sewed the base pieces of her outfit. This skirt, t-shirt, and these leg warmer sock thingies. Her shoes won't fit with actual socks. I want to add something to the front of the t-shirt, so I'll be cutting out a design from this Miffy fabric. Fun fact, I made a face mask out of this fabric. I cut carefully around Miffy and this little duck, leaving enough room for stitching it on later. To prevent fraying, I add a little glue along the edge of the fabric. Once dry, I use sewing clips to hold the design in place while I stitch it onto the t-shirt with yellow embroidery thread. I used a blanket stitch because I want this to look like she's customized the top herself. I also make bows out of green ribbon and stitch them onto the sleeves. And here's the finished top. I want to make this in my size. Basically, I want this whole outfit in my size. I really love these Sunny Madison shoes as is, but they're a bit too bright for the color scheme of this doll, so let's make a pastel version. First, I give the shoes a few thin coats of white acrylic paint. Then I start on the stripes. First pink, then yellow, green, blue, and finally purple. I want the uppers to be a pale pearly gold, so I mix my own paint with white and gold acrylic and sparkle gold and Micro Pearl Pearlex powders. I pick out the eyelets with pink paint and paint the laces white. Once dry, I coated it all in Vallejo gloss varnish to seal everything in. I want the soles to look like foam though, so I masked off the gold areas and made use of one of my nearly empty cans of MSC. And it totally worked! I added some iridescent heart gems to the outer sides of the soles to finish them off. Going back to the doll, I add gloss varnish to her lips, stickers, some of the large glitter flakes, and her nails. I also later added it to her eyeliner. Let's work on her hair. I first style it with pigtails on top and decide how I want to arrange her fringe. I'll add these daisy buttons to her pigtails, a green cat hair tie here, a pink dog hair tie there, a banana hair clip is always a good idea, a tiny pink sparkly bow will balance it out on the other side, and a large green bow in back will hide any scalp that might be peeking through. More bows? More bows. And I think these buttons will look cute too. And her hair is done! Let's get her dressed and see how she's looking so far. Ah, she looks so cute already! But obviously, she needs more accessories. I have a bunch of pastel beads and other things to choose from. Please forgive me, but I'll be making these off camera because it's the middle of a heat wave and it's boiling in my filming area, so let's cut to the final reveal. I was trying to think of a name for her, and Cora came to mind. A bit on the nose, but it stuck and I just can't think of calling her anything else. I do think she's probably the most adorable doll I have ever made, though it was surprisingly difficult to figure out how much was too much or not enough in this style. I really hope I did it justice. What do you think of Cora? And what's your favorite color? Mine is gray and rainbows. I will not be taking any questions at this time. Please go and check out the other lovely dolls in this collab by Mr. Super Customs and Dolli Crafter. They both did a spectacular job and I had a lot of fun working with them. Links are in the description. And go look at all of the International Decora Day posts on Instagram under the hashtag International Decora Day. There's a link in the description for that too. And until next time, bye!